Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today is Friday, and that means another episode of Frightful Fridays, in which we will be reviewing a movie called The Rule of Jenny Penn. A 2025 movie starring John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush. Finally, an actor who knows how to spell his name correctly. It is kind of an... Oh, it is on AMC. You can go AMC Plus and go to Shudder, or just, I guess, Shudder, if you have that separately. It is a movie in which Jeffrey Rush plays an elderly judge who suffers from a stroke and is put in basically an elderly care home, an old folks home, in order to rehab. And I guess he's under the impression that once he gets back in, recover, he's going to be let out. When he gets there, he discovers there is the place is just kind of a miserable place. The staff really doesn't seem to give much of a shit about the people. It's just kind of dreary. I think they might be saying something about the condition of these places, but you have John Lithgow playing just this really abusive older man who walks around with a little hand puppet. If you look at the poster, you'll see him, this kind of creepy little hand puppet displayed on the poster. That is Jenny Penn. From what they say in the movies, that is something they use to help patients recover from certain issues they're having. From their health issues and stuff like that. And this guy is just a raging asshole. It was just horrible to people, and the movie is basically him, Jeffrey Rush's character, the judge, and his roommate trying to deal with the abusive behavior of this man, trying to survive it, and I guess eventually overcome it. It is not your common horror movie, because this is more, like I said, it is from New Zealand. It is based in New Zealand. It is a more kind of a psychological, cerebral type of movie. Psychological horror because of dealing with the abuse and stuff like that. commenting on, one, how people deal with their, old folks, and how people treat each other and stuff like that. I wasn't super into this movie because it was just one thing they did do was it was really slow because they just showed, it was kind of the same stuff over and over and over again. Sorry about that, folks. Like showing the day by day by day by day of things that happen. Some of the same things that happen. Things happen. Same stuff happens every day. So, one of the, I guess, scary, psychologically horrible things that happen is the monotony of this place. Just, this happening and this happening and this, happening, and there's just no change to it. The staff not caring, no change, and then the John Lithgow's character just basically having a total run of the facility, doing what he wanted to do, just bullying, using this puppet to almost as like a separate entity, and sneaking into places and saying, "Who's in charge? Who's in charge?" Jenny Penn, and making them do things, and so either the staff didn't notice what was happening or just didn't care, which, or, so that's, combining the two aspects. That was the, horror of what was going on, and trying to, show eventually how much it would take for, Jeffrey Rush's character and the roommate to eventually maybe do something about it. It's an hour and 47-minute movie. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more suspenseful, a little bit more intense. But it really wasn't. It was, the pacing was slow to try and build the tension, and which I think that's what they're trying to do. But the tension didn't really build. You had just certain points where, okay, he's making a breakthrough here, and then nothing happened. The writing, the writing seemed to be okay. It wasn't bad writing. It's just I just don't understand what they were trying to do with it. Other than show these things, and maybe they forgot what the point was, or they just really had no end game until right near the end. They're like, "Oh man, we gotta finish this up." But with these two, incredible actors. I mean, John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush are both incredible actors, and I think they did a really good job with what they had, and especially since they were both executive producers for the movie. they did a really good job with what they had, but I just don't think it was that well written. There wasn't much to the movie. I mean, I don't know. I really can't say that, you know, it delivered with what they were trying to say, or they didn't put as much into it as they should have. You know, have this old man, you know, bullying all these people, and people just sit there. Of course, you know, you're supposed to have, you know, people, for the movie to work, a lot of people not to do anything about it, because, you know, he's a bully, he's scared, he's a bully that people are scared. He's able to walk and move around. He's more agile than everyone else, and but it seems like you needed to have the characters eventually get to a point where they got the confidence and started to fight back and get something done, and that didn't work until just the last, you know, few minutes, and it seemed too late, and it just seems kind of forced to me. So, which was really kind of disappointing, because it could have worked if they'd done it in a different fashion, and they didn't. So I'm going to have to sit there and give it a kind of a 2 out of 5. You know, because I did enjoy the performances of both, because, you know, these are both actors that I don't think can actually give a bad performance. So even they have, you know, not great material, it's good. They do well with what they have. But there wasn't much for them to work with, and the ending fell short. So I'm going to give it a 2.0 out of 5, and say I just can't recommend this. So, sadly enough. But let me know in the comments below whether you saw it or not, what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, most of all. Enjoy your horror movies.